How do you get into day trading? What is necessary in order to just dive into this journey and taking your first step? We're gonna focus on things before the chat rooms, before the profits, before the losses, before you even know what a stock is. Follow along and let's find out what those things are. So the first thing you're going to want to get is a broker. What I have in front of me today is a broker called Thinkorswim. I think this is a great beginner product, and I'll tell you guys why. First of all, they have something called paper trading, and it's not just Thinkorswim. You can also look into Webull, and you can also look into interactive brokers. Those are three low-cost, easy barrier to entry brokers to open up an account. Now, they have live trading, but they also have paper trading. I'm not a big person that believes in paper trading. I don't think it's real. I don't think you can simulate the emotions of actually having real money in the stock. But let's talk about what paper trading is. Paper trading allows you to buy a stock or short a stock with fictitious money. And you can kind of test patterns, you can test strategies, you can test a whole lot of things before you get started, so you don't actually lose your hard-earned money before you know what you're doing. Because when anyone starts stock trading, most of the time they have zero experience. And you don't want to dive into something with zero experience and risk your fortunes. I mean, imagine going to a doctor and saying, hey, perform your first surgery on me.
He's dying. Oh god, I just hit him with the flashlight. Here, take it. Is the next brain in? Oh no, okay. It's done, I imagine. I can't see, so I assume it's just everything is fine, right?
You want them to have practice. You want them to have clinicals. You want them to have gone through all of the schooling necessary. So when you start day trading or trading in general, you don't want to just dive in with your hard-earned cash. You want to start paper trading. You want to just get a feel. What does the buy button do? What does the sell button do? I know it sounds basic, but it is a great first step. My favorite place to do this is at Thinkorswim. You can find it online. Great place for charting and paper trading. The next thing you're going to want to begin your day trading journey is pretty much the Bible of trading. You need a textbook. You need something that says, hey, step 1, step 2, step 3, this is the stocks that you can trade. This is how you trade them. This is how you read level 2. This is how you analyze support and resistance. This is how you read the volume. These are things that you're going to have to learn as you progress forward. My personal recommendation for the best trading DVD is called Trading Tickers by Tim Grittani. It's the one that made me consistently profitable. And now that's no guarantee that it's going to make you consistently profitable, but I think it's a good place to start. Again, I want you to refrain from just jumping in and trading whatever your heart desires. The people that I know that have made it the furthest within stock trading are people that have taken what others have done well and then molded it into themselves, their own characteristics, their own artistic expression, however you want to formulate. But a breakout is a breakout. A first red day is a first red day. These are just typical patterns that are talked about within the day trading community. And you need to learn what these patterns are, how to trade them, how to size in, what dollar risk to use, how to even base risk off of in these charts. So the first place that I would do is Trading Tickers. Trading Tickers is actually the only DVD that I recommend. You can find it at clovertrading.io within our shop. Down here at the bottom right, you see Trading Tickers 1 and 2 for $997. This is like maybe 40, 50 hours of trading content, live trades, setup analysis. Again, this isn't us. This isn't Clover Trading. We sell it for Tim Grittani because we believe in the product. It not only helped us, but we really think it can help others. So that's why we sell it on our website. And that's what I think everyone needs. I mean, if you go into Math 101 and then don't buy your textbook, are you ever going to ace the test? The answer is no. If not Trading Tickers 1 and 2, and really I think Trading Tickers 1 is the most important because that's a lot of the basics. 2 is more continuation. There are other DVDs out there. Those I do not swear by. Those did not make me a consistently profitable trader. This is the one that did, so this is the one I'm talking about. But if you have another one you want to, pick up and look through, you can. I would just be careful about buying too many products because what that tends to do is it leads to analysis paralysis. If you have too many patterns and setups in your head that you want to go and trade, you're just going to trade too much. You're going to exhaust yourself and it's not going to be a very profitable endeavor for you. You don't want to be the kid in the candy store willing to eat every single piece of candy. You want to find just 1 or 2 candies that you like and you eat moderately when they're in the store. Okay? And that's what I mean with these DVDs. Like if you buy every single one, if you join every single chat room, you're just going to see way too many tickers and just want to trade them all because you're going to see people making money on them. That's not the goal. The goal is self-sufficiency.
Ever dreamed of trading like one of the Clovers? Well, it all starts with the right broker. Clover Trading and Centerpoint Securities have teamed up to supercharge your trading experience. By joining Unlock the Power of CP Edge exclusively with Centerpoint. We're talking top-tier trading tools worth over $6,000 all at your fingertips. Get ahead with real-time scanners, cutting-edge news, and a tailor-made trading journal. Experience trading like never before with superior short inventory, personalized support, and interest on your idle funds. Plus, you can get competitive pricing that fits your trading style. Ready to elevate your trading game? Click the Clover Trading link in the description below to get exclusive deals with Centerpoint Securities. Now let's get back to the content.
The next thing you're going to want is a scanner. Now, this one's a little bit optional. I mean, I get this question from people in real life all the time. They ask me, hey, Huddy, how do you find the stocks? How do they even get on your watch list in the first place? Like, what does that process look like? And Scan is a great tool for that. It's a filter, right? It scans the market. You kind of input your filters. So I can filter by volume, by percent gain, by market cap, by sector. I mean, there's tons of options and customizability within scans to really filter it down to the exact stocks that you want to be searching for. For me personally, I just like to find big percent gainers trading massive volume. So I actually don't use scans. I use some of the more basic and free versions of scanners. But don't get me wrong, I use scans for 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 years of my career. But now with Clover Trading and, my business partners, Kyle and Dom, all three of us scanning all the time, it was a little bit not necessary because we're all kind of looking for the same stocks. So I predominantly just go off of their watch lists. And if I'm looking for something in the morning that's gapping up, I can use one of the free ones. Webull shows big percent gainers and it's not delayed. Thinkorswim, you could also find a free scanner there. But if you wanted to pay for one and have one that was really customized to your liking, Scans is definitely my favorite. You can also set trade alerts. So when stocks get to certain price levels, you can be alerted. If you're going to pay for a scanner, you're going to get more accessibility to what you want. Whereas if you use one of the free options, like I mentioned before, Webull or Thinkorswim's built-in option, it's just less customizability. That might be enough for you. Like I said, I'm only looking for big percent gainers trading massive volume. So it's enough for me. But I can tell you that, using scans for 6 years of my career or whatever it was, that definitely paid for itself. I definitely was able to make my money back by having a scanner that was literally finding me stocks that no one else was looking at, but they fit my patterns. They fit my criteria. So as far as resources go, BamSEC.com is one of my favorite websites to use as a resource to look through a company's filings. Now, I don't know what type of trader you are or where you are in your career. I can tell you for sure that BamSEC, like doing this type of research, was not something that was super important in the beginning stages of my career, but it is very important as you develop, as you gain experience, as you want to kind of advance in this niche. You're going to have to start understanding what the filings are, what the companies are, what are quarterly reports, what are 8Ks, what are offerings. All that good stuff can be found within BamSEC. So if I just type in a random ticker, I guess I was trading this one today. So it tells me a bunch of stuff about, the market cap being where it is, the share price, we have the quarterly statements, the news, proxies, registration statements and offerings, effectiveness, and ownership filings down here. So again, this is just a great resource in order to look through a company if you want to do that in-depth research. Another website that I really like, again, this is a little bit more advanced, but dilutiontracker.com is fantastic for getting a quick insight into a company's dilution. Again, these are resources I use pretty much on a daily basis. Again, a little bit more advanced. I don't expect a beginner to really need these, but if you ever really needed to look into a company's quarterly report, I would start with BamSEC. And if you wanted to start learning more about dilution, there's this nice little tab here in Dilution Tracker that says Learn Dilution. Now, dilution, maybe not as important on, big cap stocks. So again, I don't know who you are as a trader, but if you're trading small cap, the shares outstanding is a very important aspect of trading stocks. And I'll tell you why. These penny stocks predominantly move on supply and demand, as most of their fundamentals are absolutely horrid. So it's not like a 29-cent stock all of a sudden has good earnings and it's spiking. No, it's spiking based off supply and demand. Either shorts are getting screwed over or there's so much buying or whatever it is. It's literal buyers and sellers that are driving the price action within these smaller cap stocks. There's not as much hedge fund. They're not there. They have rules and limitations that allow them to trade certain stocks. And there's no way a hedge fund is going into a liquid penny stock, right? So they're not trading those stocks. Same with the algos. I mean, they're there, but they're also not. A lot of it is just going to be based off supply and demand, even if the algos are there, right? So learning about shares outstanding, learning about how shares outstanding can kind of change the way a stock moves are things that you're going to want to start to uncover throughout your learning process. So this is a great place if you're looking to dive into dilution, looking to dive into quarterly reports. BamSEC, dilutiontracker.com. Those are some websites you want to start to get affiliated with or just familiar with. So last but certainly not least, another thing you're going to want to look into is a trading journal, something that allows you to keep accountability over what you are doing in the market. This is an example of my trading journal from earlier this year. This is how I log all my trades. I compartmentalize them by setup. I take photos of the setup. I make little comments and notes to myself. A trading journal is really important because you need to learn about how you are performing on a certain setup. It's one thing for me to say that a setup has a 50% win rate. It doesn't matter that it has a 50% win rate. If you're not trading it correctly, your win rate and the setup's win rate can be completely different. And so knowing which setups you're comfortable in and which setups that you tend to break rules or not follow your trade plan or whatever it is, and figuring out why those things are happening, that's where a trading journal can really help you reflect on what's been working, on what's not been working. You can really keep an accountability over your business, right? And that's what trading is at the end of the day. You got to think of it as a business. There has to be some professionality here, profits, losses, showing up on time, making the right trades, trading the right setups. The thing about stock trading, the reason I think most people lose is because you don't have a boss. You don't have someone to tell you, oh, you made a bad trade, you're fired. Oh, you gambled today, you're fired. You can do whatever the F you want. I actually believe like that's one of the best things about trading. You can really do whatever you want, but you want to have some accountability over what you are doing. You really want to just keep meticulous records, right? So this is an example of my trading journal. Again, this is something that we sell over at clovertrading.io. It's called the Money Sheets. It was created by Kyle Williams. I think it's one of the best trading journals out there, but it's one that you have to manually keep up with. So I input these numbers every day at the end of the trading day. It's part of my process. I reflect, I go over, I take photos of the charts. I do all of these things so that I can really remember what went well that day, what didn't go that well that day. And then at the end of the month, I review everything. So I know where am I most profitable, where am I losing the most, and that's really important going into the next month when we start setting our goals, setting our intentions, whatever the F it is. So trading journal is an absolute much, and just overall accountability. Don't just jump into the market, trade 15 things in one day, and then by the next day you're trading another 15 things, and there's no synergy or consistency across the board, right? I'm going to show you guys a couple of other places. Kinfo.com is a great place to automatically upload your trades. So it verifies your trades, it puts them in, and you can track yourself. I'm on Kinfo. You can look me up. Mike Huddy, Kyle Williams is there as well. Dom is there. So you can look us up on Kinfo. It automatically syncs to your broker and then uploads your trades for you and gives you some really basic metrics. If you sign up for the pro version, you get a little bit more. So again, Kyle's, the money sheets are like manual, right? Whereas something like Kinfo is automatically hooked up to your brokerage. So it's going to upload them no matter what. There will be no process at the end of the day. You'll just have all your info. I do both. And again, the reason I do both is because I like to do it manually through Kyle's money sheets, because that way it just is more of like a reflection and a journaling process that allows me to learn from what I did that day. Whereas if it's happening automatic, it's just like, okay, at the end of the month, I'll look at all my trades and, you know, I won't find the outliers, right? We got to find those outliers, those unicorns that really make us money. TraderView is another one, trading journal for stocks. Again, these are great things to have at the beginning of your career, right? So at this point, you have a number of things to get yourself started in day trade. You really do. These are your basics. You got your broker, you got your scanner, you got your journal, you got your resources to help you, understand market caps and quarterly filings. So this is a great place to start. You're pretty much got the wheels underneath the bus, but you still got to learn how to drive the bus. And that's going to be a more difficult process, but at least at this point you are set up. If you want to learn more, if you want to learn how to put gas into your bus, clovertrading.io, come there, ask me any questions you want. We have our Discord, which is accessible to you. And in fact, if you don't want to join the trading room, which again, I think it's important to have some type of guidance in the market. I mean, I wouldn't be where I am today if I didn't have people to teach me along the way. So obviously this is why we created our community here at clovertrading.io. If you want access to the chat room, that's great. If you don't necessarily want to take that plunge into a chat room, if you're not ready, and I totally understand you not being ready, like the chat room can be super overwhelming. There's a ton of key terms and terminologies that you won't necessarily understand. We do have an academy, which you can sign up for and learn a lot of the basic terminologies, which will probably be a good place. You can see it kind of popping up right now, Clover Academy at no cost. So we created pretty much a beginner guide for you to learn just how to understand what people are talking in our chat room. Because I imagine if you walked into a calculus room and you never knew anything about calculus and they start talking about derivatives, you're going to say, what is a derivative? What is N-1? You're not going to know. And same thing with stock trading, support, resistance, VWAP, these terms, red, green, RG. You got to learn what those are, right? So that you can even understand what the chat room is. So this is another great place to start. But if not there, just drop some questions in this video and we will get around to those as well. Wish you guys the best of luck. This is not an easy endeavor. Profitability is not guaranteed, assumes an intense amount of risk, but those that go about it meticulously, carefully, slowly, I think, have a better shot than most. And the first part is just getting your training wheels underneath you, making sure that you have the tools necessary to be profitable, to even put yourself in a position to be profitable. Are you going to show up to a basketball game without your basketball? You know, type of thing. So best of luck to you guys. We'll see you for the next video. Much love to the trading community, and we hope to see you guys around.